Hello, everyone. This is Amihan. I'm from the Child Rights Coalition Asia, an NGO that works in different countries of Asia with both children and adults. I'm from the Philippines, and I want to tell you a story. As you know, grandmothers like me are very fond of telling stories. So I want to tell you a story about my family. My grandparents, the mother and father of my father, were both very active in the Philippine politics. My grandmother fought for the right for women to vote. Imagine, it was only in 1937 that Filipino women got the right to vote, the same as men. My grandfather was also against the continued colonization of the Philippines by the United States. But during the Second World War, both my grandfather and my grandmother were active in resisting the Japanese occupation. Because of this, the Japanese wanted to find my grandparents, but they found instead my great grandmother and my father. My father, who was around 14, was tortured very heavily, but he managed to escape. Unfortunately, more than a month later, the Japanese found my grandmother and my grandfather and some of their children. The children were eventually released, but my grandfather and my grandmother were killed by the Japanese. From this family experience, we have learned how bad war can be for children. But my father and his brothers and sisters picked up the pieces of their lives and sent themselves through school. They were working students, and they were very staunch human rights advocates. My father taught me also about how it was so important to have a good environment, and he found a lot of beauty in nature. And this is why I went into NGO work. I have worked for children's rights for more than 30 years now. I've worked against violence that has affected millions and millions of children. And we also work on how to make government more accountable to children, but making sure that public funds are spent better for children. We call this public budgeting or public investment for children. So this time, we are also working to make sure that the rights of children to a healthy environment are recognized by everyone. But the past years have also shown that war continues to exact a very high price on children. I'm speaking particularly about the situation of the people in Myanmar. The Burmese people and those of other nationalities inside Myanmar have fought very long to have democracy restored in their country. Unfortunately, last year, the military generals decided that they would not accept the results of the election that they had lost. And so the, the situation has been very bad for children. Many children have been killed, and many more have been arrested, and many more have become orphaned. Villages have been bombed, and many houses have been burned. This is really very sad for all of us. And in the last months, we have seen how Ukraine was invaded by the Russians. We've seen children fleeing, becoming refugees in nearby countries, and we've seen how hospitals and other facilities that are used by children have been destroyed. This is why we cannot just sit and stand by and look at what is happening. We need to be able to do something. And I hope you children and adults will express your solidarity for the children affected by war in Myanmar as well as in Ukraine as we work for peace for the whole world, and we hope to work together also to help repair the damage that has been done to the environment. So thank you very much for listening to me. And I hope to see you soon in your videos that you will make about this campaign. Thank you so much.